Before we do anything, let's have a quick look at the fluid reservoir. So it's between the minimum and full. There's enough room between here and here for when we compress those pistons in, that fluid can come back into the reservoir and it won't spill out the top here. So we're good to go. If you don't have an impact gun, break loose all of these wheel nuts while the tire's still on the ground so it doesn't spin. Now we can lift it up and take them off the rest of the way. All right, now we're gonna lift the truck on this side until the tire is about 3 inches off the ground. And now we can set it down on the jack stand. The good news is these brakes are not hard to change, but they are different. They're not what most people are used to. It's got a 4-piston caliper, so it's different, but it's actually pretty easy. I'll take you through the whole process, and I'll try to use tools that are homeowner type tools. I'm not gonna use anything special, and that's a good thing. I'm using this little knee pad right here. It so helps. This is a brake pad gauge. It's gonna start with thicknesses in the green. It's where you want it, and then as it goes on, you got yellow and red for as thin as it is. Let's measure this, see where we're at. You see that? We're just in the yellow here, but that's the last yellow before red. To read it in millimeters, you're at 4 millimeters on that one. Once you get in the red, it's not safe to drive, so let's get these things out of here. Just get this little middle tab pushed down. I should probably be using a screwdriver for this, and then push it out through the hole. Okay, now that it's loose, we can pull it out of that hole in the pin there and out of this hole here. All right, now that that's out, we can just kind of get these pins knocked out. Now, these are coming out pretty easy for me. They're just pulling out, and that's cool. There's not a lot of rust on them. If yours are rusty, it's gonna be a lot more difficult, a little bit more of a challenge. You'll have to hit these with a hammer. I'm just using my pliers here. Okay, now this spring here is just a little clip that keeps the brake pads from wiggling around, and probably also it keeps them from dragging too much on the rotor. Now these pads should be able to come out. They just pull out. There we go. Just kind of pried it out with pliers. Just pulls straight out. This is how not to use tools. What I'm doing here with the screwdriver is just pushing these 2 pistons back in. You don't want to do it too much because I don't have a pad over here. These might pop out, like the pressure from here would pop these out. Gotta be careful, but now it seems pretty darn loose. It's kind of too loose. Let's get in there. There we go. Okay, we've got a hard line here, and that's something we don't want to bend, so this bracket has to be removed. On this front side is the ABS wire. Let me show you what I'm going to do with that. All right, you see this clip right there? All right, this is a 12 millimeter. It's a little bit more than this little M12 can handle, so gotta break them loose first. And it's a 10 millimeter. All right, that's gonna make sure it doesn't get in the way or get broken. Don't wanna buy a new ABS sensor. All right, I've got my hook. I'm gonna make this ready, hanging it off of the spring here. And break these loose right here. Oh, I think we're gonna need a longer ratchet. Hold on. You can use a breaker bar and a pipe if that's what you got. I just need a little bit more leverage on this guy. There it is. Once you have it broken, it just goes limp. It didn't even pop. You know, you got that satisfying pop when you break it loose. None of that. Oh well. Oh, there's one. There we go. I don't like that sound. All right, it's broke now. I can just run these loose with the little 12, little M12. Little low horsepower. It's like pony power. 0 donkeys. 1.5 ponies maybe. All right, I'm gonna just hang this temporarily. All right, yeah. If I can. All right, yep, we're good there. Now, what I wanna do is get the rotor, so let me show you that. There we go. Now this isn't just gonna come off. We're gonna need a hammer for that. You can use an air hammer if you have one, or you can just use a ball peen. Oh, there it popped. Let's have a look at the inside of this. So the outside looked pretty good, but the inside's got quite a bit of rust. I want to pause here for just a second because I don't want you to think that I'm some sort of genius, that I was born with all this knowledge. Let me show you what I got here. This is service information, and it's got all the technical information and diagrams that I'm going to need when I'm doing this job. Now, I don't like using my tablet out here on the job, so what I do is I'll print it all out, and there you go. I do all the research before I start, and then I've got it written down here on paper, and I can get it greasy. It's not going to be a problem. Also on paper, I can make notes to myself. So there's plenty of different providers for this information. This information originally came from Toyota, just from techinfo.toyota.com, but that's not where I got it. I got it from eManual.com. Now this is a treasure trove of information where you can get stuff like this directly from Toyota in PDF form. So you're not paying for a subscription like you would with Toyota or some of the other providers. You buy the PDF one time. That's huge for someone who's working on their own car. You can just keep this for life and you don't have to worry about paying for a subscription. This is a much more affordable way to go. But because it's PDF form, the links on the PDF don't work. You have to use the search function in the PDF itself, and then you can search what you're looking for. So it's not as fast as what they use at the dealership, but it's the same information. So click the link in the description to see what cars are available, and now you can get started with real good service information that'll give you the confidence you need to do this job right. Now let's go back to work. All right, let's clean up this hub. I want to get all the rust off of there. Right now my air compressor is missing. I gave it away before we moved and haven't replaced it yet. So that's why I'm using all these cordless tools right now. I think it's time for the good stuff here. All right, what I'm gonna do right now is take this caliper and hang it back where it goes. All right, it's just hanging. Let me go ahead and spin it to where we can see it a little bit better. All right. Before I push these in, I want to clean them off. And the reason I'm doing it now is because I don't want to be brushing the rubber boots around these pistons. I'd rather not do that. It might damage that rubber. And also this will get the dirt off of there. So I'm not going to be pushing dirt back in. All right, that looks pretty good. Now right here, this flat surface on all four corners, that's where the brake pads are going to be sliding. Let's go ahead and clean those up. I've got a brake caliper file. I think having them mounted here to the knuckle instead of swinging is easier for me to do. I can kind of put my weight into it and I don't have to be steadying it as it's swinging around. So I like this. It's working out pretty well. Let's hit it with some more brake clean. It's looking good and shiny up in there, I like it. Next task now, we need to push all of these pistons back in to these cylinders here, but you gotta do it all at the same time. Otherwise, if you push this one in, one of these will pop out and it's just whack-a-mole. So you gotta do it all at once. There's a push-in tool, looks like this. This is designed for four piston calipers. It goes in here and you can push all of them in all at once just with a flick of a wrist. But this tool is extremely expensive. I don't recommend buying it. I like it, but it's expensive. I'm gonna use the old brake pad as a tool to push in the pistons. I'm gonna just put the pin, just one in, just this top pin. It's gonna kind of swing on that. Let's get the other brake pad down here, just slide it in like that. And that's it. So we're gonna take two pry bars and put them in back to back. So they're gonna go in like this and they're gonna expand out. Okay, let's see how that works. See those pistons going in there? It's a little bit, and I'm kind of running out of pry bar here. So I'm going to get something else to put in between them to take up that space. I'm going to put one pry bar on this side of the stack and the other pry bar on the other side. Can I do it? Let's see. Feels pretty good so far. Can you see what I'm doing? It looks like that outside is getting pressed in. Okay, and now the inside pistons are starting to press in. I don't know why the outside went first, but it must have a little bit less friction, or it's cleaner. Something's going on there, but this seems to be working. Not too bad. This is my first try also, by the way. No camera tricks. This is being done live here, and I'm actually pretty impressed. Now, don't force it to go fast. You want to just nice and slow and smooth and steady here. And I think we did it. Have a look at that. We'll take out my little pads here. Oopsie. There you go. That's ready to take new pads. That's a pretty awesome way to do it. Everywhere we clean, we're going to put in some of this brake lubricant. Now there's something I want to show you about this stuff. You see that? It's just like a silicone-based brake lube. It's made by Silglide, or AGS, the guys that make Silglide. And I've been using these two tubes like it for years now. But take a look. Tell me that doesn't look exactly the same. And I went onto their website, and it says that both of these products, they're made of the same stuff. So I called the company, or actually I emailed them and talked to them. And I said, is there a reason why I'm buying both of your products? Is one interchangeable with the other? And the answer is yes, they are. They are interchangeable. It's the same material, it's the same product, it's just in a different package. So that's cool. So I'm not buying brake lubricant again. I'll just keep using Silglide. It comes in a bigger container. It's probably cheaper, maybe. But either way, like, you know, why have two containers in your toolbox when one is sufficient? Toyota rotors are, in my opinion, really of the highest quality. I don't want some sort of discount rotor that's going to be warping and giving me brake pulse when I'm hitting the brakes. So if you're wondering why there's no rotor screws on here, it's because, I don't know, I guess Toyota decided not to screw them on, but they do have these two threaded holes here, and I didn't use these. What they're supposed to be for is to pull the rotors off when they're rusted and we were hammering it. You can actually screw a couple of screws in there and they'll push against the hub and get the rotors to pop off. All right, the threads on the bolt, they're all cleaned up. I'm gonna put in some blue Loctite. We're doing the blue flavor today. I don't think it's necessary. It didn't have Loctite on it when I took them off, but it won't hurt. And it'll keep this thing from falling off. Here's that original pad. These are pretty good stuff, but I wanted to try these Akabonos. I've heard a lot of good things about them, and they're Hecho and Estados Unidos, so that's good. I like that. American-made stuff. I want to test these out to see if they live up to what other people are telling me. So it's going to be sort of a long-term review on these things. Just using the same silicone brake lube here. We'll just give it a little squirt. I'll just put it on evenly. Now we can put this shim back on. Just clips on like that. And now I'm gonna put some more here because that's going to come into contact with the caliper. So that looks good to me. Let me finish the rest and we'll take it over to the back. Oh man, you hear that thunder? We're gonna need some umbrellas here soon. Taking just a touch of this sill glide here, and I'm gonna lube up both ends of this pin. Okay, this is the outside pad. It's got no squealer on it. Don't touch that friction material with your dirty gloves, because you don't want grease on that. Should slide in real easy. Just gonna hang it by this pin here. The other pin we gotta wait. All right, inside pad with the squealer down there at the bottom. Should just slide in there like butter. All right, now we'll push the pin through that one. There you go, and all the way through. Right down here at the bottom, we want to put both of those ears down at the hole. Can't even see the hole, can you? There you go. So these are the holes here, and see this little protrusion there? Those have to be on top. Okay, so those are on top. These are on the inside. See, it goes right through that little retainer there. And then I'll just silicone the rest of it right here. There you go. Okay, they're both in there. Now this little middle piece, just clip it through. All right, and we still got these brackets here. So let's get this one put in there. And then the ABS right there. All right. Here's that little clip. It goes right down there. Okay, we are going to set this baby to 100 foot-pounds. All right, now that the tire is touching the ground, I can torque it without worrying about this wheel spinning on me. All right, remember, this is very important. Before you go anywhere, put your foot on the brake and lightly go down, come back up, come back down, and start pumping that brake. Oh, there, you see it? Now it's firm. You got to take up that space where there was a gap in between the rotor and the brake pads. If you don't, the first time you hit the brakes, this car's not going to stop. So pump them up and you'll be good to go. And once everything is done, you want to go out and bed in those pads. That means wear them in correctly to where they match up with the rotors. So there's each brake pad manufacturer, and probably also Toyota has a different recommendation for how to do that. So get out there on the road and get that done.